Hey, just finished watching the Razorback game and we won. We beat Florida, which was awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know what we're doing for today. I guess that would be Wednesday, February the 23rd. All right, so you should see that you have done your Jacksonian quiz. We've already done that. We did that on Monday. And if you haven't, you need to, because then you can't do your Ed puzzle, which we did today. And we finished reading the Survival Strategies by Tecumseh and Tenska Watawa. The last thing I'd like to do for this unit is look at primary sources from Andrew Jackson and another Native American. And this is talking about the actual law that removes the Indians. And I was originally going to have us read this, which you still can if you want to get some more background information. And it's good information. And of course, there's a video you can watch that explains it. But ultimately, I really want you to focus on the Indian removal timeline and primary sources. So this is what you're going to use to answer some questions. Maximize, yes, and make it bigger for your assignment. That I'm really just going to give you 2 days. I'm going to give you Wednesday and Thursday to do it. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. All right. But what this is a removal timeline specifically for the Cherokee. Okay. So Cherokee weren't the only Native Americans who were moved out of their area. There were many, many, many. And but this one focuses on the Cherokee. And so it starts like we did before Andrew Jackson's time and kind of goes through the first treaty that established peaceful relationships, and then continues. And um, as you study it, you will see that it gets a little worse and worse and worse for the Cherokee. Interestingly, I want to point out a couple of things. The Cherokee went and did the American thing to protest the removal of them from their ancestral home in Georgia, and they took it to the Supreme Court, okay, which is the proper procedure for conflict, right? And this is called Worcester versus Georgia, and the Cherokee won. The Supreme Court said, yeah, we should probably follow the law that we created. And Andrew Jackson said, John Marshall said it, let him try to enforce it. Basically saying, yeah, good luck, John Marshall. Good luck, Supreme Court. I'm going to do whatever I want to. And I'm like, what? Okay. So there you go. So in 1830, he creates the Indian Removal Act, but it doesn't really take effect until 38 and 1838 during the winter. Which if you don't tell me that's not on purpose, I don't know. It was on purpose. Okay. And according to this document, about 4,000 Cherokee people died of cold, hunger, and disease on their way to Western lands. All right. So this will give you a really good idea of like the whole how the Cherokee were treated, civilly, and then you can see how it ended. So the first document is by Andrew Jackson, and we always source the information. So obviously Andrew Jackson, it's modified slightly. This is his State of the Union speech, December 30th, 1830. Okay, that means he's addressing Congress and whoever else is listening. And really, this particular part of the speech is talking about Indian removal and why he thinks it's a good idea. And you can agree or disagree. Then you want to come down to the second one and look at the letter. And I'm not going to tell you much about it, but I'll tell you he's a Native American. And I know this doesn't look like a Cherokee or Indian name, and there's a reason for that. One of the ways to, I guess, integrate themselves into American society was to adopt English or French sounding names. Not to pass as, you know, a white man or anything, but to make it more comfortable for the white guys, I guess. So Elias Boudinot, which is French, was a Cherokee. Okay, so can you guess what Elias Boudinot is going to say about what Andrew Jackson just said? So take a wild guess, and then when you read it, maybe it'll confirm it, maybe it will deny it. All right, so I want you to read this very closely, source it, get a little information, and closely read it so you can answer some questions. Once you have read the timeline and the primary sources, you're going to click on the removal assignment, which is a Google Doc. And okay, all right. And then click here for the guiding questions. It's for document A and document B, very similar to what we have done in the past. You will finish and download as a PDF and then upload it to Moodle. Okay, that is what I want you to do. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to come back here because I forgot there was a map, so which is cool. This is going to help. So just wanted to point out here, the Cherokee were in Georgia. Oh my gosh. And there were other Native Americans groups, of course, the Seminoles in Florida. They took a boat over, and the Creeks, the Choctaws, the Chickasaws, the Sauk and the Fox. Remember Tecumseh and I guess Tecumseh and Tenskwatawa. This was their area right here. But this is where Black Hawk, we'll talk about Black Hawk, or you might encounter him later. All right, but they're all coming down to Indian Territory, which is now Oklahoma. All right, and the Trail of Tears is actually multiple paths for the Cherokee, and of course there are other paths to the Indian Territory. So I just wanted to point that out to you. If you have any questions, I'll be online at 9 o'clock this morning, and or Wednesday and Thursday if we're out. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. If I'm not online when you are up and at 'em, you can always email me. All right, thanks. Go Hogs.